Today we gather to unveil a community that can become a model for the future. North Central is a neighborhood where people of mixed incomes are buying houses in the same zip code. It is a place where the social boundaries that divide Philadelphians are becoming confronted and even torn down. The diverse groups who live here are discovering they have shared interests. The longtime residents and the invested stakeholders seek to build on existing neighborhood assets, encouraging private investment, transforming North Central Philadelphia into a safe, stable, and sustainable community.
This community revitalization initiative represents, as I said in the video, the perfect alignment of private and public partnership, which has allowed us to increase affordable housing, change the neighborhood, and transform the lives of its residents. This grant is much more than bricks and mortar. It had three main pillars: neighborhood, housing, and people. People's lives have changed, and doors of opportunities were open to Norris residents. All families have a right to return, and so far, 4 families have become homeowners, while 86 households have seen their incomes increased by more than $17,000 a year. We're proud of that.
I'd like to thank Secretary Fudge and the Biden administration. I will tell you, you pay more attention to this city. I've never seen an administration. We have had Secretary Mayorkas here. I'm going to be with Secretary Walsh tomorrow to tour our port, and I think this is the second or third time I've had the pleasure of being with you. So please take back those thanks to the President and the Vice President that we do really love and appreciate the way they embrace us. Too many times in Philadelphia, when neighborhoods got redeveloped, somebody had to lose. Somebody was a loser, and somebody got pushed out. And then the neighborhood got better, and those folks who were there from the very beginning, making it really what it was, are lost. I think when people move into a neighborhood new and there's still residents that are there that have been there through it all, you have a better relationship, you have a better experience being around people who have that historical knowledge and have been through the hard times and now are, many of them older, getting ready to enjoy the good times again.
Too frequently we come into communities and we as government say we're going to do certain things. Mayor, Congressman Evans in here in the city of Philadelphia, and people kind of like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. And it is so good to be able to come to an event like this when you actually keep your promise, right? We rebuilt this community.
And as the president talks about building back better, this is the example. This is the example. If you ever had an example, you ever want to show people evidential-based discussions to the argument, it is this collectivism. The mayor, President of the City Council, all of the community organizations who have been involved, a major university like Temple University, all of them work together. We can't do this by ourselves. We must do it together. It is that kind of collectivism that sends a message to the people of not just this city, but the entire nation.
Our public-private partnerships are so important, and the integrated collaboration that we see evidenced here today is what makes all of the difference. We don't want to just build housing, we want to build homes and communities. And as this represents, complete communities.
Temple wouldn't be Temple without this community. We are so proud to be neighbors, to be affiliated with the residents. The growth that this community endures, the growth that this community benefits from is ours as well. And so we are inextricably linked as an education provider and as a community towards making Philadelphia a better place. And so we couldn't be prouder to be an anchor institution for the Philadelphia Housing Authority, PHA. We are so proud of the work that you are doing here.
Our company's goal is to build what we call communities of opportunity. It's to take places that we're deeply involved in regeneration, and we really view this as a model of it. So first of all, NC5 is super green. We use, it's an all-electric building, one of the first actually probably in the choice community process. Making it all electric means that it's entirely fossil fuel free, filled with the whole place is built with non-toxic materials, which is better for the health of our residents and for the larger community.
What we've learned most over the past year or so is that there's no substitute for the value of housing security. There's no substitute for a decent roof over the head of every Philadelphian. I'll say that just yesterday, we settled on a home with a woman who moved into the Norris Homes in 1993 with one child at the age of 19. And just yesterday, we were able to make the dream of home ownership a reality for her, along with PHA. The fruits of our hard work and direction are evident in the fact that this final phase of home ownership, almost all of our buyers are first-time home buyers, and we're on track to achieve about 1/3 minority and women business-owned participation in construction.
None of us would be here if it was not for the residents. They wanted better, they were doing better, and they should receive better. I thank you. Oh, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Whatever you do, please do not forget us. And that's residents across the board. You have empower, and I wish every day you can be here to see a resident walk out the door and one who thought she never will work but find out she's working and that she has found a job that she can call a career and she's proud of. And that trickles down to her kids. Pride is such an important thing. And to walk out the door and hold your head low, you cannot perform the way you're supposed to when you have to go back to the place that you call home and it feels like you're living in a hole in a wall.
I grew up in these neighborhoods. I know what it means. I know what it means to be seen. People who are now going to be living in these fine, fine homes, many of them grew up behind the starting line of life, never thinking that we would catch up, never believing that our children would have a real shot at an opportunity to succeed, never believing that any of this would ever be ours. We never thought we would find the dignity and the pride that you've talked about to live in this community. And so I thank all of those who have made this happen because I know what it means to have a home. I know what it means to be able to go to a place where people love you just for you. Nobody judges you. They just accept who you are. That is what these kinds of homes do for people every day. We believe in people. There are too many people in this community, in our country, who are invisible. We live in two Americas, one rich and one poor. There is no place in this country today where a person making minimum wage can afford to rent a 2-bedroom apartment. Nowhere. Housing prices have gotten so high that the lack of affordable and low-income houses is a crisis in this country. And no one seems to care, but we care. This is a new day. It is a new day at HUD. It is a new day in this country. For every single step we take, there's another step to take. There are a whole lot more people that need to live like this in this community. There are a lot of people that need to have access to what Temple University can give them, what hospital care can give them.
I wanted to give you a small token just as a reminder. So when the president talks about Build Back Better, this is what he's talking about. And please join me as we cut the ribbon. Thank you.